Hola, hola. It's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hello, my darling. We have a good podcast for you today, especially if you are out there going through some trouble regarding work, regarding your career, in regards to what's going on with this long as pandemic. My goodness, we are still in this right now. I'm living in Melbourne, Australia. We have been in stage 4 lockdown, meaning we can't leave our home. We can't do anything. You exercise for 1 hour a day. Can't leave from 5 kilometers from your house. It's crazy. It's been hectic. And over here, I'm sure that people are extremely over it. They've let go of so many people. Companies are constantly cutting, closing banks, shutting things down. People have been losing their jobs. The economy has gone to shit, I'm sure, in many, if not all countries that have experienced trouble through COVID and this pandemic. And it really has come to my attention that, I run my own business, and I just started this 2 years ago. I used to work for a company, and I probably would have been laid off, to be honest, if I stayed there right now with this pandemic. But I've realized that although I run my own business online, so many of you out there who listen to this podcast may have lost your job. You may be in a different position right now because of COVID and because of the pandemic. You may not have work. You may have been made redundant or let go of. And it's a reality that so many of us are facing right now due to this crazy time. And if you ask me, I don't think it's going to last. I don't think that this will be our, air quotes, new norm. I hate that shit. The COVID new norm. It's like, that's bullshit. I don't believe that. I'm not making that my new norm. I'm sure as hell not making that my reality and where I'm choosing to focus on. But what I did want to do in today's episode was speak to you out there, those of you who may have lost your jobs, or you may be worried about your finances, or you may be worried about your career, and maybe you were climbing your corporate ladder, and maybe you were doing really good work, and now you're at home, and you don't know what your next step is. Maybe you're having a massive crisis of confidence in regards to work and what you're going to do. And so first and foremost, I want to acknowledge you if that is you. I want to acknowledge you and tell you that I'm holding space for you and tell you that you are not alone in this crazy time. There are so many people going through this. And most importantly is that if you are feeling the feels right now, and if you are going through this, know that this shit is not going to last forever. Acknowledge how you feel. Feel the feels. Cry, scream, shout. Do what you need to do to process your feelings. Whatever you do, don't numb out and drink them or eat them or Netflix them away, because that's what we tend to do. Make sure you feel your feelings. And then start getting yourself into a place where you can create an action plan, where you can start creating. And one of my first tips for you is, if you identify as someone who's a creator, meaning you make your life happen, life doesn't happen to you, you create your life, you make shit happen. If you identify as a creator, and you're not in the victim space. And when I say victim, I don't mean to say, disrespectfully, you're a victim. But when you stand in the poor me, why is this happening to me? That victimhood space, you can't create what you want. So first and foremost, you need to step into the creator vibes. You need to know and identify as a creator, which means someone who can create something new, something different than what I'm currently having, so that you could start moving into a different direction that you're currently in right now. I know we can't control the pandemic. I know we can't control economies. You can't control being sacked or being let go of, or your company shutting down. I get that. I'm talking to you from my husband had to shut his gym down. It's been closed forever. And then some. And we have staff there. We're worried about them as well. Luckily, we live in Australia where they have an amazing package where they pay people, and they've been doing JobKeeper and JobSeeker. I guess it's an equivalent to maybe the governmental welfare systems in America or the UK. But I know I lived in America, and Australia is hooking people up. There is no way in hell that America ever gave people money like they do here. So these are things that you start thinking, you become a creator, you stand in, okay, what can I do? And if you've been listening to my podcast, it's one of my favorite fucking questions. Not, I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, I can't do this. I know what you can't do. You know what you can't do. Stop focusing on what you cannot do. Let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? What can you do? What is there available for you to do? When you start asking yourself, what can I do right now? What is an option? What are the solutions right now for me? What are some of the challenges I'm facing and how can I solve those challenges? What is available to me at the moment? What am I good at? Etc. All of that. You start writing this shit down, journaling on what can I do? You might ask yourself that question and already ideas will start flowing in. But when you go, what, I can't do this, I can't do that, your focus is on what you cannot do. That's first and foremost. Step into your creative vibes. Next up, I would say, like, let me keep it real, right? Like, I grew up in a poor scarcity in Boston, in Massachusetts. We didn't have no money. We were on welfare and food stamps. So my old school Erica also wants to acknowledge that you got to be okay, right? Like, you got to pay your fucking bills. Some of you listening to this podcast do not have the luxury of getting paid $750 a week from the government. Some of you are struggling. Some of you have children and you're single parenting, or, you know, you got many kids, many bills, lots of shit going on. You lost your job. So I want to acknowledge everybody that listens to this podcast, because people are in different places. So your reality may not be someone else's reality. Your nightmare may be someone's fucking wish. They might dream to have a nightmare like yours. So make sure you're good with your money. Like, make sure that you have hit up whatever government places. My kids are screaming in the background, y'all. Make sure that you've hit up whatever government fund grants. If you run a business, there are business grants. If you need to get on welfare, get your ass on welfare, fill out the forms, stand in the lines, go online, whatever you need to do to make sure, job keeper, job seeker, that your money is okay. Now, I know that these governmental, give outs that they're doing are not going to fulfill every part of your life, and they're not going to get you on your cash flow that you used to be on. I know that. I get that. Right? I understand. What I'm saying, though, is make sure that not only are you stepping into creator vibes, but on the sidelines, sort your shit out. On the sidelines, apply for things so that you're not in deep scarcity and you're not in high stress when you're moving into wanting to step into creating something. So try to get that money right. Now, whatever that looks like for you, if that welfare, or if it's going to job seeker, job keeper, if that means going to get a little side hustle at a gas station or whatever that is, like, make sure you got your money right, because you need to pay your bills, you need to eat food, feed your family, whatever that is, right? The next thing, what I would say, the next step is sit with yourself and take some time to actually think about, what else can I do? As in, what do I want to do? Maybe I need to rejig my resume. Maybe I haven't updated my resume and I've been at this company comfortable, bored, comfortable as hell, safe as hell. And hopefully this shakes us all up to realize that nothing is forever and nothing is safe and secure. And you don't want to seek security. You want to seek some freedom. You want to seek to be a creator so you can make the life you want. It doesn't mean you have to go open your own business. You can work for a company. But what else is it that you want to do with yourself? How is your resume looking? Have you updated that shit? What else can you add to it? Can you take this time to up level and educate yourself so you can add more to your repertoire and what you do? Can you take some courses? Can you go online, Udemy, whatever it is? If you're on a tight budget, Udemy, I think they're called, is like $12 courses, and they're pretty good. They're pretty amazing courses, some of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you look at your resume and up level where you need to work on things? Rejig, refocus, rewrite things. Maybe you just smashed it together or got somebody else to do it. Now you have some time to look at it. Look at it as if you were your own employer and they were going to hire you. What are some of the accolades, some of the things that you know that you've done in that time that you could rejig your resume with? Maybe you want to get a new job. Maybe you want to start an online business. Listen, that's a whole nother podcast, people. But starting an online business might be coming into your atmosphere right now. Maybe that's hitting you up. Maybe it's like, you know what? You said you always wanted to do this. Now's a perfect time for you to start looking at that. While you're still getting your money sorted and while you are still becoming a creator, this is something you could start to explore. And I know for me, when I started this business, I was breastfeeding. I would be up at 4 a.m. watching YouTube, Googling on my phone while I was breastfeeding my kid, while the other one was having a nap. So I'm not saying sit there and research all day, because that's all we have to do. Some of y'all don't have that luxury. I didn't. So you might have to actually do this shit on the sidelines when your kids are sleeping, at night. At 2 a.m., whatever you got to do when you're on the toilet, finding something that you could move into. Maybe it is an online business. Maybe you decide to get a brand new job. Maybe you decide to collaborate with someone. Maybe you look at the world right now and go, shit, there is a big need for this. I can create that. XYZ. What is the need that you think you could fill? What's the solution to a problem that is happening right now in this environment? There's a lot of problems happening right now. And there's a lot of small business. I mean, when we have global financial crises, people like fucking Uber get built. People like Airbnb get built. This is where a time where if we step into our creator vibes, we can create something else for ourselves. You know, this is a time where you can get into thinking about what else can you do? Can you create a job for yourself somewhere? I remember when I left my job, I worked as a hair sales consultant for a shampoo and conditioner, massive company, big company. And I was a contractor and I was off leave because I had the baby. I had my second baby. And I remember speaking to my coach and she's like, why don't you pitch them a new job? Create a role. What do they need? And I knew that when someone went on leave in that company, then this beautiful and incredible client would have to call customer service, this 1-800 number. And the service wasn't great, let's be honest, at customer service. So I created a role where I was a concierge and from home, breastfeeding, building my coaching business and watching YouTube videos. I would call this company, these hair salons and say, hi, I'm Erica. I'm the concierge for so-and-so. I'd love to look after you and take your order. And it was beautiful service from the company. I got to do a job and still get them money and orders through. And I was home with my kids doing what I was doing. And it didn't exist in this part of the company. That job didn't exist, but I knew what they needed. So I pitched them back what they needed. So maybe you got sacked or maybe they cut your hours, but do you know what problem the company you're working for is facing? Do you know that they have an issue with their social media interactions or engagement and they need help with that and you know how to do it and no one's asking them and you go, hey, let me take over your social so we could grow your following and actually market your business better during COVID. You know, hey, I could do VA services. I don't know. There's so much. When you step into creator vibes, you make a list of the things you're good at and what you can do. You get a lot of cans and not so many can'ts. You start writing this down and ideas will start flowing. And if you connect with other people who are in similar situations as you on LinkedIn or on Instagram or Facebook or wherever your people are or wherever you're hanging out, you start building ideas together. Maybe you find a new partner to collaborate or create a project together that can help the world right now. Because there's a lot of fucked up shit happening in our world right now that we need people to create solutions for. Is that you? Maybe. You know, maybe get on LinkedIn and search. LinkedIn is a great place right now. If you've lost your job, connect genuinely with people on LinkedIn. Chat to them. Hey, find out what they're doing. Actually look into their life and look into their business and genuinely connect. The thing that's missing to me, for me in LinkedIn and why I don't love it as much as I need to love it is I don't feel like it's genuine. There's this salesy corporate, let me give you my business card in your inbox messenger kind of vibe going on there. So imagine if you cut through with some realness. Imagine if you cut through with some authenticity and some actual, hey, I looked you up. I really love what you're doing. I'd love to have a chat to you. I'd love to know more about your business. Hey, how can I support you? Hey, I saw that you were looking for this. Did you know that you could fix it this way? Can you solve someone's problem on LinkedIn and then pitch yourself to them as someone who they may want to hire or may want to collaborate or work with? This is the way in. This is a great opportunity right now when you're not working, when shit hits the fan, as long as your finances are covered, right? Like step number 2, make sure your money's good, right? Welfare, job keeper, whatever that is that you got to do, make sure you got that money coming in. Even if it's working at a gas station, night shift. I'm not bougie, right? I will work wherever the hell. If I lost all my money and started from scratch, you will see my ass working at the gas station night shift with a bat, just in case. And then I'll move my ass on up. I will move to Kmart, Target, whatever. I will move it on up. And I think I did a podcast about this, like confidence and money. And when you have confidence in yourself and you believe in yourself, then you can make anything happen for yourself, even if shit gets hard. Because you know it's hard, but you're hard too. Shit is rough, you're tough. Don't worry about it. You can make it happen for yourself. When you don't have any self-belief in yourself and you're in a crisis of confidence, you need to start finding a way out of the hole that maybe you're in, that you find yourself in or that you dug yourself in. Some of us are digging our own holes. But whatever that is for you, you got to do the work on it. You got to sit down with a piece of paper and clear your mind and go, whoa, hold on a minute. I got a lot of problems. Where are my solutions? They're not going to come, my darling. No one's going to go, hey, knock, knock, knock. I heard you needed a solution. No one's going to do that. And if they do, it's probably selling you some shit. So run. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's going to do that. You need to sit down and work your shit out. You are a grown ass person. You need to work it out for yourself. And instead of feeling sorry for yourself, There's other people in same situations as you that are making something with their rotten ass lemons. They're grinding that fucking peel. They are squeezing the juice. They are replanting it. There is something you could do with the shit that you got dealt with. And that's what I'm trying to tell you here. Get on LinkedIn, search, connect to people on Instagram. Are there people on Instagram that you could connect with? I'm always seeing people looking for support, looking for help, looking for customer services, looking for VAs. There's jobs like Rev, companies like Rev that get people to transcribe audio. It's boring. It takes forever and probably doesn't pay high levels, but you could find these jobs, these Amazon jobs. Like there's heaps of stuff that you could find, so much shit you could find if you start looking for ways to move from where you currently are. And that's the key here. This is a new level, new groundbreaking shit is happening in our world right now. And we need to move. We need to innovate ourselves. We need to innovate our service. We need to innovate what we are doing and how we are walking around as humans on this planet right now. The shit you used to do is not going to work anymore. How can you up level? Turn it up. Take your notch and blast yourself up. What would the next leveled version of you do? What would that confident, service providing, action fucking planning, solution focused version of you do? If she lost her job, what would she do? If that was who you were being, can you step into her and be her? Step into a solution. Step into happy ending here. You're going to create it for yourself. It doesn't have to be all fucking doom and gloom. And if you're in a first world country and if you're not struggling financially, check your fucking privilege, man. Check your shit out. And I know people that I know in Australia, we think we're struggling nowhere near where other countries are struggling. So if you're in Australia and you know that you're not struggling, check yourself. Put some fucking cold water, splash it on your face, blah, 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 check yourself. Splash your shit out of that. Get yourself out of it. Because that hole is not going to do shit for you. And the person that needs to get you out is you. And the minute you realize that, the minute that you go, ooh, enough complaining and moaning and bitching about this, I actually have it well. I am speaking to you if you have it well. If you're struggling financially and you have no support, this is not for you, okay? But if you do have it well and you know that you're better off than many and than most, and that you actually have opportunities that you could find if you worked your ass on the phone, on the LinkedIn, on the Instagram, on Facebook, if you got your computer out and you started tapping away and connecting with people genuinely, you could get yourself out of this hole, then you need to get to work. If this is not you and you're struggling, and I've been in struggle town. I have been, never in Australia like I've struggled in America, never in Australia. Never, okay? If I'm talking to you and you're struggling in another country, what can you do? Who can support you? Can you go work at a place that's not sexy and not fancy, but it's going to give your family money just for a little while, just for now? Can you do a shitty job that no one wants to do just for now to get you out of where you are and master plan at night and master plan when the kids are sleeping? And that's the hustle, you guys. That is the hustle. And it sucks for whatever reason you are where you are, but there is an amazing gift here. Don't try to bypass where you are. Stay here. Work with it. What's here for me? Why am I in this position? What good could come from this? What else can I do? What can I do? Can I start a podcast? Can I start an Instagram? Can I start a YouTube? Can I start showing up online and building a fucking audience and building a brand? Can I finally do XYZ that I've always wanted to do? I don't know. You gotta know. It's my kids screaming in the background again. They're tripping, right? I gotta go. There's so much that you can do when you step into, I am a creator. I get to create my life. I don't have to sit here and get given whatever gets given to me. I get to choose the minute I decide. The minute you decide. I hope that minute is right now. If it is, I'm gonna let you go so you can get to work. I love you so damn much.
My darling, we are in wild times right now. And in order for you to manage your mind and boost your immunity and be level-headed instead of panic, I want to invite you to consider online training, to consider joining a community, a sistership where you are going to be held, where you're going to be supported, where you have a safe space to unravel. And with all this time at home, you can actually better your life and work on yourself. Good news as well, I have now done a 12-month payment plan for the online sisterhood. So many women right now are experiencing trouble with their finances, losing their jobs, being single mothers, not knowing when their next money or paycheck is going to come from. And we are navigating that with our current sisterhood members. We are working with every woman that we can in order to support them in these tough times. And I hear you out there saying, I'd love to join the sisterhood, but I can't afford it. I can't afford 6 payments. So what I've done is made it a year-long program. It's a year-long program with a year-long payment plan. I really, really want you to consider if this is the time for you to join the sisterhood and work on yourself. It is available to you now. Let's do the damn thing. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your ears, your time, your energy, and your attention. Please do me a favor and head over to Apple iTunes, subscribe so that you don't miss an episode, share this episode with a sister who you know needs to hear it, and if you feel called to, leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about the podcast. I'd love to know how this information is helping you change your world. Thank you so much for being here. I know that there are many podcasts you could listen to, and I really appreciate you listening to mine. Have a gorgeous week, honey.